Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Yes, we think so. There's a few people in the car that seem trapped and semi-conscious.
And is there multiple patients?
7 in total. There was me and 2 people in my car, but we're okay. The other car didn't see it. 2 people are trapped in the back. I'd say 2 or 3 badly injured.
Okay. Help has been arranged, okay? We are contacting fire and police as well, okay? We will be there with you as soon as they can.
With reports of a serious RTC and multiple casualties, Mitch and Dr. Alex are immediately dispatched.
There's a gentleman in the back of the white Leon. He's been in the process of extricated at the moment.
Roger, that's all received, over.
So the first ambulance resources arrived on scene and found several occupants, all of whom are conscious and breathing, and one of whom is apparently still trapped in the vehicle. That implies that there's been a fair amount of force or damage such that the patient can't get out.
It's 20 minutes since the 999 call when Alex and Mitch arrive. It's clear from the crash site that the 2 cars collided at speed.
You all right, Kevin?
Mitch and Alex are briefed by the operations manager.
The main concern is the chap who's in the rear of the white car.
Okay, cool.
They're just cutting him out of the road.
Lovely, we're going to have a look at them then.
Most of the 7 occupants have had a lucky escape, with only minor injuries. But one man is still trapped inside the wreckage.
What's your name, mate?
James.
James?
20-year-old.
Yeah.
Weak radial.
Yeah.
144.
Yeah.
Can't get a blood pressure.
Yeah.
He's on oxygen.
Yeah, see
if his legs are cramped.
Yeah.
So, what's the main injuries have you identified?
Okay, all he's complaining about was his back, but I couldn't assess his legs or his pelvis at the time.
Yeah.
I listened to his chest, which was clear, but he was making a lot of groaning noises.
20-year-old James is in pain and he has a weak pulse, indicating his blood pressure is low and he could be bleeding from somewhere.
Right, so he's got a radial, he's got a good sat trace, he's tachycardic, he's got reasonable veins at the moment. Got a trolley.
Pretty poorly.
Yeah, trolley and scoop. Let's get the trolley and the scoop out. I need him out quickly.
Tachycardic means James's heart's beating too fast, a sign he could have internal injuries. But Dr. Alex can't fully assess him until he's out of the wreckage.
Come back.
Could that seat come forward?
Mitch keeps a watchful eye on James's condition as fire crews work to free him.
It's all right, that'll come out.
Hands on, please. Hands on. Standing up the board.
Jack, when we're up on the board, we'll get him side by side, tip him and slide him in, okay? Okay, head to me, yeah, head to me. Lovely, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Good, well done. Okay. Good. You all right, mate? Perfect, yeah. Right.
And you'll need a pelvic bind on in a second as well. Fair play to you, lads. Well done. And ladies.
Once they get James into the ambulance,
Nice and steady, Holly.
Alex and Mitch will be able to do a thorough assessment of his injuries.
James, where's the pain? Pardon? In your ribs, okay. Do you want to grab some morphine for him? 2.55, he's in a lot of pain.
Okay, James, small needle in the back of your hand now.
Mitch gives him morphine to bring his pain under control.
What's the matter, James, sorry? You can't breathe, mate.
If James has broken ribs, he could also have punctured a lung, which would impact his breathing.
No crepitus, no emphysema, chest is moving.
Okay.
But Dr. Alex swiftly rules that out.
So the I can't breathe, I suspect is all bleeding.
Yeah, and he looks a bit pasty, doesn't he?
Concern here is this chap's critically hypovolemic.
Instead, Alex thinks James may have severe internal bleeding.
Yeah, 153 is the pulse rate.
His condition is critical, and he needs urgent hospital treatment.
He's dirt sick, bleeding. Yeah. Are we good to go?
We need to get going. Close the doors, get ready to go.
Ambulance service, hello, is the patient breathing?
Yeah, he's bleeding.
What's happened?
He got shot.
He's been shot.
Yeah.
And where has the patient been shot? Which part of the body?
Head.
In his head?
Yeah.
Is the offender there?
No, he's gone. He's over. He's have a bye-bye. He's come back.
Okay, just leave the scene for me. Right, just stay on the line for me. We've got some help coming. We're going to be sending police as well, okay?
It's a serious incident, and multiple emergency services are dispatched. Among them, critical care paramedic Ryan James and Dr. Ali Hussain.
On receiving.
Thank you. It's a shooting of a male currently being shot in the head. I will get you an RBP once I know.
Yeah, Roger, that's received. We're already on Channel 80 over. So we've got a adult male who's been shot to the head, apparently. Don't have any other information as of current, and we're about 7 minutes out-ish.
Getting shot on the head is never a good thing.
The West Midlands is experiencing a surge in gun crime, with more than a dozen firearms offences committed every week.
Delta 98.
Not in receiving.
I'd update that a 16-year-old male lying on the floor with a head injury, potential stabbing or shooting incident.
Thank you, and I'm sure you've seen on the note they're clearing that patient is in cardiac arrest.
With his life hanging in the balance, the patient needs urgent treatment.
Sir, the update from police is not safe for us to go to see.
Yeah, Roger, that's received.
But with armed police and a helicopter scouring the area for a potential gunman, Ali and Ryan must wait nearby until officers secure the scene.
Officer in this case in Shirley, possible cardiac arrest, found at the bottom of the stairs.
Every day, 100 people in the UK have an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest.
So we are going to a 20-year-old male who's collapsed in the street. Looks like we'll be first on scene.
These emergencies are so serious, the critical care team are often dispatched.
We're going to be taking you to the hospital, all right?
Yeah.
Only 7% of victims survive.
Left unaided, Martin would have died.
But if treated quickly, many of the symptoms of a cardiac arrest are reversible.
Everyone clear? Yep.
And outcomes can be drastically improved.
I've got a pulse.
They have brought you back to life, okay?
With advanced training
We've got an asystolic cardiac arrest. We've now got a good airway.
and specialist equipment,
So we're going to put the Lucas on him. Just then we can just do some good effective CPR.
Everyone clear for a second.
the critical care teams work with ambulance crews to provide the most advanced pre-hospital care.
So we're being sent along to see if there's any extra that we can add.
Giving victims of cardiac arrest the best possible chance of survival.
Ambulance service, as a patient breathing?
No, he's fallen. It's my elderly neighbour. He's face down in the garden pool. He's 84.
Did you say they're not breathing?
I don't think so.
So are there any other neighbours you'd be able to go to get help?
No. One's recently died and the other two are disabled. I say I can't pull him out. He's face down in this fishbowl that they've got.
Right, okay. What's his name?
Ron.
Ronald's wife is how old?
103.
Okay, bless her. Well, we've got some ambulance help arranged, okay? We'll be there as soon as we can.
When a patient isn't breathing, it's automatically a Category 1 emergency. Critical care paramedics Tom Waters and Faye Pollock are immediately dispatched.
We are going to a gentleman, an elderly gentleman who we believe has been found in his garden pond at home. You just don't know. He might have slipped, he might have leant over, he might have had some kind of medical event that has caused him to collapse into the water. There's so many variables as to what might have happened to this chap.
2 local ambulance crews are also on their way.
Obviously, the ambulance crews will start their advanced life support, but we can just bring a few more drugs and a few more skills to enhance the recovery and the chances of survival for this gentleman.
It usually takes less than 10 minutes underwater to die from drowning. By the time Tom and Faye arrive, the paramedics have managed to get Ron out of his pond.
Got a head injury to the left side of his head.
But no one's sure how long he was submerged.
So we've got a temperature and a BM.
Temperature we do, it's low, BM is 6.3.
Now in level 3 PPE, Tom and Faye can lead the efforts to resuscitate him.
Check, let's put carotid pulse, femoral pulse, anything?
No, not on mine.
Nothing, let's get back on his chest then, thank you.
He's not breathing and his heart has stopped.
Do you mind if we swap?
Ron's wife says he went to feed his fish and she found him 15 minutes later.
And then what's your name, sorry? Amy. I'm Tom, and that's Faye. So I can't feel any pulse. So if we could just give some more fluid, and yeah, if you want to carry on with some CPR.
Tom and Faye need to get oxygen back into Ron's vital organs. They're using chest compressions to pump the blood.
Is it all right if you could get some fluids up and just start pushing that through?
While administering fluids intravenously to increase his blood pressure.
Got another bag of fluid?
Another one.
Another one, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so just the BG, please.
They must also intubate him by inserting a tube down his throat to clear his airway so they can mechanically control his breathing.
He's just got quite a long anterior, so he just needs to probably put something...
Got something under his head?
Yeah, he just needs something under his throat. Okay, so...
Oh, that'll do.
Thank you, and then just give us a couple of squeezes on that. Okay, let's try again. Okay, cuff up. Okay, so Faye, I'm just going to talk out loud. We've got it at 23 at the teeth,
Yeah.
we've got misting of the tube, and we've got an end tidal of 8.6 at the moment.
Let's just take a screenshot of that with your other hand, Tom.
The monitor shows the CPR's working and oxygen's returning to Ron's blood.
And when's our next pulse check? Is it about now?
You're about now.
20 seconds, okay.
But Tom and Faye still need to get his heart to restart.
Pulse check, let's go for the femoral. Right.
Nothing.
In Rugeley,
James, nice big deep breath, matey.
critical care paramedic Stephen Mitchell and Dr. Alex James are treating a seriously ill patient who was involved in a road traffic collision.
So, just to recap then, injuries-wise, so he's got chest, he's complaining of pain, he's complaining of shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, so he's got multiple rib fractures. He's got pelvic bruising and a tender abdomen, and he's also fairly bloody pale.
Yeah, what are we on now, blood pressure-wise?
103.47, but lots of swing.
Alex suspects James is suffering severe internal bleeding as a result of his injuries.
What's hurting you most at the moment, James?
Ribs.
Your ribs. Left, right, or both? Say again. All of them, OK, not to worry.
Uncontrolled internal bleeding is life-threatening and could lead to cardiac arrest.
I suspect we're going to be cracking open the blood products en route. I'd suggest that they probably want to activate code red.
If James's vital signs don't improve, he'll need a blood transfusion in the ambulance.
Yeah, I've still got the rest of the morphine to give him.
Happy days. How much has he had so far?
He's had 5 milligrams so.
Lovely. We'll start giving him some. We'll start giving him some fentanyl instead.
Fentanyl is a powerful painkiller, which can only be administered by a doctor.
How much fentanyl?
Just if we do 200, so
That's
4
what I was
mils for
going
now.
to agree with.
Heart rate 141 with a BP of 90 over 45.
Put the blanket on you. Yeah, the blanket is on you, matey. That's it.
We know, Joe. We're trying to sort it. Lovely. So at the moment, respiratory rate's calmed right down with the fentanyl. He's had all of it now. Saps are a bit low, but that's acceptable.
As the fentanyl begins to work, James's vital signs start to improve.
Right, OK, so we just need to keep a little eye on his respiratory rate. So the fentanyl's definitely hitting him. BP 111 over 55. But I think we're in control of things now. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
No, thanks, Bruce. Just to keep you in the loop, things have actually improved. We haven't cracked the blood. We're not going to. We are probably 5 minutes from the queuing.
Yeah, we'll do it. Always mate. Thank you very much.
A blood transfusion won't be necessary after all.
It's all getting a lot better.
Yeah.
BP's coming up. James, wiggle your feet for me. Good man, well done, that's good.
James is handed over to the major trauma centre at Birmingham's Queen Elizabeth Hospital, where he'll be treated for his injuries.
So lots of reassuring signs in that we have got him to hospital, still conscious, maintaining his own blood pressure without the need for blood products, but he does have a fairly severe burden of injury, and the concern will be how he responds to that over the next 24 to 72 hours, and he may or may not require some surgical intervention in order to help stop the bleeding or treat the injuries internally.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Yeah, he is. He's 2 years old. He fell from the window upstairs.
Take a breath for me. Stay nice and calm for me. Is that him crying? Don't pick him up because he's fallen from such a height. We don't know what injuries he's got, okay? Now the ambulance crew, they should be arriving there with you shortly.
It's every parent's worst nightmare, and with a child's life potentially at risk, the critical care team, Stephen Mitch Mitchell and Peter Bowles, are immediately dispatched.
People always wonder why kids fall out of windows. It's to do with the fact that they've got slightly bigger heads, and being a 2-year-old, quite inquisitive looking out, the weight just carries them over.
Every day, a child in the UK is admitted to hospital after falling from a building. Injuries range from broken bones to major head impacts, which can cause long-term brain damage.
If the child has fallen out of the window, they're eligible for transfer to a major trauma centre.
62 crew on scene, asked if to continue for now.
7062, we are ETA in 3 minutes.
An ambulance has already arrived at the scene. The critical care team are briefed by the crew.
Hiya.
Hello, right. So he was round the back in an upstairs window and then fallen onto a floor similar to this.
Concrete, yeah.
Yeah. His obs actually seem okay. We can't see any obvious injuries on him.
2-year-old Adam had been playing in an upstairs bedroom when he climbed out of the window and fell 15 feet onto concrete. To help Adam feel more comfortable, Mitch has pulled down his face mask.
Hello, are you Mum, are you? What's your name? Naneefa, okay. So, what time did this happen?
About 10-15 minutes before I called the ambulance.
Okay. Have you had a feel round his head and that?
He fell from the window and landed on his side. And
on his side, yeah. Yeah.
Although Adam has no visible signs of harm, Mitch wants to be sure he doesn't have any internal injuries.
I think with everything that's happened, you need to check up at the hospital to make sure he's all right.
We're at the RBB point.
In Birmingham, critical care paramedic Ryan James and Dr. Ali Hussain are preparing to treat the victim of a reported drive-by shooting.
Have you got your... Yeah, mine's in the front. That's yours.
With a suspected gunman on the loose, they're on standby nearby until the location can be declared safe.
Just an update. 060, with the ARBs on scene to confirm that he is now safe for all resources to attend.
9-8, making scene.
Okay. We have 2 patients now. Confirmed with the reference that the firearm has been discharged.
It's now more than 20 minutes since the incident was first reported.
Can somebody direct us to where the patients are?
Ali and Ryan need to get to the victims.
Hi guys, where are the patients?
That's the right man on the left hand side.
Cheers, thanks much.
There's one there that's sat on the floor.
Yeah.
There's the second one to check out. It's further down the street on the right.
Roger, thank you very much. You alright guys?
Yeah. This is our primary patient, the first one that we had.
Yeah.
He has an injury to his head. It's not bleeding massively, but there is quite a large lung. The passerby that came along said he had no pulse, no breathing, and he gave CPR, that's chest compressions and breaths.
All right, okay. Hey fella, let's have a little look at you, all right?
Although the man has a head wound, it's not consistent with a firearm.
So as far as you know, you've not been hit anywhere else at all?
It's just my head.
Just a head. And you can't remember what they hit you with? Okay.
Despite claims he was in cardiac arrest, the patient is now alert and responsive.
At the minute, we've got one male, arguably late teens, early 20s, with a head wound.
Ryan updates the control room.
No reports of any firearms involved in this situation. I know there's been reports of a second patient, but we just need to locate that patient. So, is there any confirmation on any firearms or patients with ballistic injuries?
Don't know.
Okay.
No, he felt an impact. It could be a projectile.
Hi mate, we're going to look after you, but at the minute you're awake, you're conscious, you know what's going on. You don't appear to have a massively serious injury currently, unless you can tell me otherwise. Ali,
yes.
If you're happy, I'm going to go with the second crew.
Yeah, Roger.
And I'm going to have a look to see what's going on with this other patient. Okay.
Perfect.
So you stay with these two, and I'll go down with them.
There you go. You're right.
While Ryan goes in search of the other patient, Ali prepares to hand the first over to an ambulance crew.
I was walking down the street, recalls being hit to the head, and the next thing he knows, he's on the floor. So he was witnessed to not have a pulse or breathing, allegedly, by this passerby, who's then gone and given him some CPR, apparently completed one round, during which time he's then gone and vomited and now he's awake. He seems to recall the event, to be honest with you. He actually remembers somebody getting on his chest and doing the chest compressions, so maybe just standing lying on the floor. Chest is fine, belly's okay. I've not managed to look down below, but he doesn't remember being hit anywhere else. Neck's all right, and only injury is this egg on his right side. Obs are as you see them.
Having monitored his vital signs, Dr. Ali is satisfied the patient has not suffered a cardiac arrest.
You reckon you can walk with us to the ambulance?
Yeah. All right, buddy, let's get you covered up.
He will be taken to hospital, where his head injury will receive further examination. In the meantime, Ryan has managed to locate the second victim.
He's been clearly assaulted and he's got abrasions and a small swelling to his forehead, but essentially he's got no serious injuries.
Although the assailant has not yet been identified, there are no reports of any further casualties.
It seems that it's not, this case is not as seriously as it was reported initially. Patient number one's in the back of the vehicle, being assessed, with Ali as well supporting. I've just been down to see patient number two. Unfortunately for him, he's got some minor head wounds, abrasions and a hematoma, a small swelling to his forehead. But I would think he's going to be absolutely fine. So we'll just go and re-liaise with Ali and see what's going on with that patient, and then hopefully we'll be able to clear from scene. So good news really, it's not as bad as first reported, so great.
With both patients handed over to the ambulance crews, the critical care team's work is over.
Pulse check, let's go for femoral.
7 miles down the road,
Nothing, no pulse. Okay, so carry on with some CPR.
critical care paramedics Faye Pollock and Tom Waters are attempting to resuscitate 84-year-old Ron, who was found face down in his garden pond.
So airway-wise, we're now secure. We've got good bilateral air entry, we've got some end tidal. We've got an end tidal of 5.
Although he doesn't yet have a pulse, a strong end tidal reading shows Ron's lungs are successfully absorbing air and oxygen is returning to his body.
you're doing some CPR and we'll get to rotate someone shortly.
We'll put the Lucas on in a second.
Yeah, so I think our next plan, if everyone's happy, is we'll attack the Lucas. Okay, so we'll just get you to stop CPR for a second.
The Lucas machine is a device which can mechanically apply chest compressions.
Move him across.
What's the matter, Faye?
That's better. Okay. That's better. That's better. Thank you.
Like manual CPR, it keeps blood flowing around the body until the heart can restart.
Marvellous. Okay. Let's try and get another cannula in as well, if you wouldn't mind, and then we can get into this. But we get some warm drugs in, if you can pop it in that one.
I've got a temperature probe. We're going to use our monitor to get an actual accurate reading of his temperature as well.
As Ron's body temperature is very low.
There's fluid through there, and that's, you're happy to connect that up.
Faye begins administering fluids which are passed through a heater to try to warm him up.
So we've got 2 bags of fluid running through now, one through a warmer. So we're reversing everything we can.
So Faye, we've got a temperature of 30.7.
Tom and Faye are steadily reversing the effects of Ron being submerged in the pond.
So let's just do a quick pulse check. So I think I just saw something in his abdomen. It's feeling quite warm. I think I've got a femoral here.
I haven't got a carotid.
You know?
No.
It's really weak. Okay, so I've lost that now, so we'll start again.
Although Tom felt a weak femoral pulse in Ron's groin, that's now gone.
We've definitely got a pulse-producing rhythm, a good rate of about 100 PA.
But the team's monitors are picking up an electrical signal, a sign that the heart is still partly functioning.
So my thoughts are, we look to probably convey him.
We need another adrenaline.
Okay. And then we'll get a scoop, and we'll go from there, I think.
Tom and Faye are hopeful that Ron can be resuscitated.
We'll get one of you to hold the fluids, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can you help your colleague with a scoop?
But they've done all they can on site.
Amy, you're going to stay ventilating him, and then we'll look just to carry him straight across, if that's all right. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're still clipped in. Everyone happy?
They now want to get him to hospital as quickly as possible.
Okay, so we're going to go to the QE, and we're going to leave in the next minute if everyone's ready. 6-2, you ready for some details, over?
Yeah, mate, send it.
Tom updates the control room.
This gentleman, he's 84, is an unwitnessed drowning into a fish pond. He's been in cardiac arrest throughout, which is now coming up to about 50 minutes. Has been in between a VF and a PEA rhythm, rate between 70 and 100. He's had a consistent end tidal of 3 to 5. He's currently got a core temperature of 30 degrees with a normal BM. Considering these factors, we're conveying to QE with an ETA of 8 minutes, 08 minutes.
Yes, was it on Central? I'll pass from the pre-med.
So he's just had his other adrenaline. We have got 1 bar left on the Lucas. Should we just put something under his head as well? Because his head looks very hyperflexed.
A short while later, the ambulance arrives at Birmingham's Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
So Dan, are you right to grab the monitor?
I'll grab the monitor, that's all right.
Here, a specialist cardiac team will continue efforts to resuscitate Ron.
Even though he was in cardiac arrest, there was indications that his heart was beating with the ECG, and the fact that we were warming and improving his current situation kind of suggested that we might have got a pulse back, and that's why we made that decision to take him to hospital. There were some optimistic signs at the time that he would be okay.
At least it's a nice breeze tonight.
Yeah, the last few nights have just been absolutely...
Scorchio.
Yeah.
It's Friday night, And critical care paramedic Kerry Hemus and Dr. Adam Lowe are starting their shift.
Have we got any spare tags, or shall I go get some?
There's one here.
Each day of the week we have a different set of kit to check. So we're doing the Friday checks. We just basically check that we've got everything and that everything is in date and where it should be.
Should we put that one in there as well?
Yeah. You're all set to go.
Yeah.
Hello, ambulance service. Is the patient breathing?
She is, yeah.
Is she awake? Is she
No, she's not awake.
Was she injured?
She was knocked over by a car.
Right, she needs to stay where she is then?
I think she actually went underneath the vehicle.
Right, OK. Has she got any major injuries anywhere?
Nothing visual, no.
OK, help's being arranged.
She's getting very confused now.
Just try and reassure her we are coming as quickly as we can on the line.
If the woman's been run over, she may have sustained serious or life-threatening injuries. Kerry and Adam are dispatched to assist the local ambulance crew.
So going to a lady in her 50s who's been hit by a car. It's a bit unclear. Hopefully we'll find out a bit more in the next 5 minutes or so.
Go ahead.
All right, just call the caller back. A bit loose information at the moment. The lady came out of the pub, she was hit by a reversing car, went under the car, unconscious for a period of time. She is now conscious and extremely confused.
Yep, thanks Dave, that's all received.
I'll pull in front of the police car then so the ambulance can park it.
Hi, good evening.
Hiya.
So what happened? You got rather booked over.
Are you with this lady?
I'm her husband.
And you said that she lost consciousness for a bit.
Support worker Verona had been leaving the pub with her family when she hit the reversing car.
Did the car actually go over? No. So it's knocked her back with a bang. Yeah. Have you got any pain anywhere in particular?
Can I get to your head?
Yeah.
It's like...
Okay, good.
It's in your head.
Although the details are unclear, it seems Verona fell backwards, hitting her head, and was knocked unconscious.
I'm just going to have a little feel at the back of the head, just where you said it's hurting. I can't feel anything at all at the back there.
Yeah, it's just...
Tiny bump maybe to the back of the head, but no break to the skin.
Externally, there is little sign of a wound, but concussion or internal injuries remain a possibility.
I'm just going to push on the bones in the neck. Okay, just tell me if it's sore. Any pain there where I'm pushing?
No.
Any pain there?
No.
Okay, can you wiggle your feet for me? That's it, well done. Okay, you can let go of her head. Yeah. That's fine, yeah. Well done. We're letting go of your head because there's no pain when I'm pushing on the bones, okay? Yeah. And if you had any injury at the back to the neck there, you wouldn't move it freely like you are doing, so that's good.
So far, Adam and Kerry haven't found anything significant, but Verona's behaviour is worrying.
I don't even know what happened. All I know was she was strangling me.
Okay.
She is struggling to regain her bearings.
You're doing absolutely fine. You're all right.
Can I have a drink?
Oh, no.
Don't worry about that. It's Friday night.
And she is beginning to panic.
Look after you.
Are you a son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to your son.
Look at me.
Keep your breathing nice and slow for me.
Keep breathing. In through your nose, every minute. In through your nose, every minute.
In Birmingham, the critical care team Stephen Mitchell and Peter Bowles are treating a 2-year-old who fell out of a first-floor window. Although not visibly harmed, Adam's distressed and needs to go to hospital so doctors can properly assess him.
And has he had any calm?
No.
Does he take Calpol okay? Calpol?
He takes it seriously.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, do you think he'll have some off you now?
In the meantime, Calpol, a paracetamol syrup, should help to ease any pain Adam's suffering.
So we'll give him a little bit of Calpol just to cheer him up a bit, and so he's 2, so 7.5 is what we need. And we'll give that to Mum to give that to him. Okay. Oh, so this is just normal Calpol. It's okay. It's only a bit of medicine, mate. Well, yeah, don't worry.
Adam is refusing the medicine.
Everything all right? It's for you to get onto the ambulance. Have you got some shoes?
Can you just give me 5 minutes to quickly grab some stuff? Like
Look,
for him?
I think it's probably better that we just sort of get him on and then get somebody else to follow up to the hospital, OK?
Getting him to hospital is now the priority.
OK, Adam. If you want to come straight onto the ambulance for me. Bye. Bye-bye. OK then, Mum. So ideally he needs to go into this. What I'm going to suggest that you do is, like, you shuffle your bottom up the bed a little bit more, and then just rest him onto there. It's OK, mate. I don't think he's going to go in, personally.
But trying to get him in is making Adam even more upset.
Personally, I would sit the lady in that rear-facing chair with a seatbelt on and, like, as best as you can, and that's all you really can do. OK, you happy with that?
With Adam stable, Mitch hands him over to the ambulance crew, who will transport him to hospital.
Obs are all normal, crying, GCS 15.
Yeah.
Very grumpy, 36.9. Okie-dokie. He doesn't seem in excruciating pain or anything like that, and he looks well, so I'm sure he'll be fine, but he needs a check-up, all right, because he's fallen.
At the nearest trauma unit, doctors will be able to check Adam to ensure there are no hidden injuries.
Generally, when you've got a child who's kicking and screaming, you know they're sort of fairly well as such. If he was grunting, that would be more of a concern. So it appears to have got away uninjured, but he's definitely fallen from the window. So we had to try and get him to the hospital as quickly as possible.
In Cannock, Dr. Adam Lowe and critical care paramedic Kerry Hemus are treating a woman who collided with a reversing car.
I don't even know what happened.
OK, that's all right.
Verona hit her head when she fell and is now disorientated and in pain.
Right then, the ambulance is here now, so we're going to get the bed out. We're going to get you on board the ambulance, and we're going to have a bit of a better look at you when we're in the warm, all right?
Listen to me, look at me. It's okay. Into your nose. Over your mouth.
Verona was out enjoying a Friday night at the pub, but alcohol makes it more difficult for Adam and Kerry to complete a full assessment.
I'd like her to try and see if she can get up herself. We'll support, but I just want to see, because that'll help us know that her legs are OK and there's no injuries.
Can you look? Can you look? Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself. Pick it up or not?
No.
Despite her best efforts, Verona is unable to stand.
So I just want you to sit up, OK? Kerry and I are going to support you as you do that. So that's it, nice and gently. Well done.
Oh, me back.
Whereabouts?
There.
So do you think it's where you sort of fell back as the car?
No,
yeah.
Falling back.
All right.
OK.
Verona's pain could be an indication she's damaged her back in the collision.
So the next thing is to put a bit of weight on your feet. Good. Good.
That's brilliant.
OK. Good. OK. So stretcher is behind you, so I just want you to sit squarely for me to begin with. That's it. Well done.
It's like there.
Although on her feet, Verona is still unable to stand unaided, and her head injury needs further investigation.
because of the query, loss of consciousness, I think we take her to the nearest trauma unit for head injury observation. She's fallen over, hit the back of her head, may have lost consciousness, we're not sure. We assessed her, made sure there was no obvious spinal injuries, and then got her to stand up, because that is a good indication that there's no broken bones or anything.
Verona will be taken to the nearest hospital for observation. If her symptoms persist, she'll be given a scan to look for any internal injuries.
Sit there. Off to the next one.